BuzzNCuzz. BuzzNCuzz. This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold.
Hey, I want to welcome our guest today, Mr. Paul Seeger with the Element Fleet Management Services. Paul, how you doing today, buddy?
I am doing great. How are you today?
Man, we are doing great. I want to thank you for being on the show with us today. This is the BuzzNCuzz show. Our sponsor today is Dealers Auto Auction Huntsville. You guys had a great fundraiser last Thursday. You also had a live auction, and the charity was through the United Way, with the proceeds going to Tara Cutney. I hope I got that last name right. Is that right,
you
Paul?
You did.
Okay, good.
That's actually right, yep.
And also notice the update on Tara, that she's been home since 2014. She was paralyzed from the chest down with no finger movement. And something incredible that we learned that from her dad, she has no finger movement, but she has learned to use her hand and her wrist to put her contacts in. And I thought that was pretty cool that she has learned to do that. And Tara, she has a purpose in life, and her purpose, she has a 5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son, and both of those children were in a car accident with her when the accident occurred. The children are doing great, and they're 100% healthy as far as I know. I think is that right also, Paul? The children are doing great?
Yeah, the kids are both doing very well. They made it through the accident, and it's funny how kids just kind of just thrive, and they just they're very resilient, and they're doing absolutely wonderful right now.
You know, the other day we had a chance to meet her dad when he got up and spoke at the event, and he talked about Tara being on a dark side, and that it's just going to take some time for her to go through that, and she just needed time and prayer. And I can't imagine being in a spot that he's in and that family's in, and my heart goes out to that guy. My heart was breaking as he was talking, and I just want to go up and give the guy a big old hug. I mean, I just can't imagine being in that spot. And until you've been in a spot, you really don't know what you would do or what you would say. But, give that guy big kudos for being able to stand up in front of folks and be able to do what he's doing. So I know currently her family's in the process of building a wheelchair-accessible home to be closer to their family and to her doctors. And Tara's her tragic story began when she was on her way to deliver food to a new mom from her church, and accidentally ran a stop sign and collided with a tanker truck. It hit her on her side of the car. Her car ended up 300 feet from the intersection, and it's amazing to me to hear that Tara's story and her life is just it's amazing to hear what she went through, and that she's still here with us. And her dad says some things that keep her motivated is her faith in Jesus Christ and her 2 children and her family. That's what keeps her going. And stories like these, man, it's bad, but it seems that God will work. He works miracles, and He will work miracles and continue to work miracles, and works miracles through Tara's life and through her story. And I believe that Tara is still alive because, I just don't think that God is through with her yet. I think He's got some plans. Things happen for a reason. Some things we don't like, but I think God's got some plans to work through her. But Paul, it's a tragic story, but you guys have found a great opportunity to support a really good cause. And now I'd like for you to add anything to the story that I didn't touch on that I might have missed, and you could give us the feedback on maybe some updates with your company and just the golf tournament, the fundraiser, and how much money that might have been raised through the charity tournament that you guys put on. But I'm gonna turn it over to you now, buddy. Just let us know what you got going
Great.
on.
Yeah, thank you, Roger. And you know what? The old saying that God only gives you what you can handle. This is a perfect example of that. JD and his wife and their children are very spiritually based, and his daughter Tara and her husband are the same. And it's unfortunate that this situation has happened to them, However, I look at how God works through us and the examples that have been set by them for other people, how to deal with a challenge like this. They are truly an example of how you find the positives in life, and you come from the challenge and you rise up. And Tara and her husband have done that. They've found the good things in life. Just the example you said about Tara being able to find a way to put in her own contact lenses now, using her knuckles, and other things like that, just to get through day-to-day things that we do normally in life, that Tara's had to figure other ways to kind of just get through that. You know, so many times folks have tragedies like this, and everybody rallies around them the first few months or even year, and then time passes by, and these folks, their situation really doesn't change, but a lot of their challenges are still there. So we've made a point we're going to continue to do this every year, have this golf outing to where we focus on how do we help Tara through the next year of her life with the challenges she has. And the golf outing this year was extremely successful. We actually raised close to $30,000. The folks that came to this event were just tremendous, very generous folks. You hear the story, and you can't help but want to help this family out. And again, we're going to look forward to doing this again next year at the golf outing that we have.
You know, Paul, down here in Huntsville, I was fortunate enough to be able to come this year to the golf tournament. I thank you for allowing me to come and to hear this story, because without coming, I'd have never been able to hear this story. So here we worked through the United Way and raising money. This year we went through the United Way and raised $25,000 there in a couple weeks for the Boys Club. But hearing this story and what you guys do, it just makes David and I talked about it on the way home. It makes us want to be a bigger part of this, and so our goal next year when we come to this golf tournament next year, our goal is to help you guys a whole lot more with this, because this is, you know, until you see it and you hear her dad get up and talk about it, and you look at the pictures and you read that whole board y'all had set up there. And you just see it and hear it. It really touches you and get to you. So, well, we definitely want to be a bigger part of that, and so we will do our best and everything we can do as a company to help that with you guys.
Well, we look forward to you guys helping us further next year. But in addition to that, you know, this whole charity event started out 10 years ago when Hurricane Katrina hit the New Orleans area, and we started doing kind of a race to give promotion in the entire third quarter, focusing on how we help the folks initially in the area of New Orleans. And we now every year host this quarterly event where all of the auction companies around the country, which there's about 45 of them, host individual fundraisers, generating funds through donations, through creative fundraising events to give back to their local communities. And I know, Roger, you and David and all the folks at DAA have done this in all of the auction locations that are part of the DAA group. And in addition to just now the people that were affected with Hurricane Katrina, it's amazing how the domino effect works. Now there's all these other people that are being benefited across the country who are not as fortunate as we are. And that's the one thing that I always remember, is that how fortunate we are to be able to have the positions we have and the lives we have and the good families we have. And you just have to remember that. And it's the time for us to try to give back to folks that are not as fortunate. So this is the 10th year for the Race to Give campaign, and since we started it back 10 years ago in 2005, We've now raised over $1 million collectively with partners, great partners like you and David and the folks at the DAA auction group.
Well, I can tell you one thing when it comes to the Race to Give, the Putt for Dough, it's definitely something that our team, and I know the other auctions that we're affiliated with, they all get pumped up about it. Myself, I can tell you this, because before I got associated with David, David's given me the opportunity to do so many things that I wouldn't be able to do without him and without Dealers Auto Auction or you guys being a part of our company. It just makes you feel good inside to be able to give to something like this, to be able to help folks like this, because you never know one day when that could be your son or your daughter or one of your relatives or close friends or even yourself in that spot, to know that you would need that help and somebody to be there for you. So
absolutely, and I think you just hit it on the head. As great as the dollar, the monetary value of what's been raised is tremendous, and it makes an effect on people's lives. It's the other people, these employees and these folks that work in these auctions around the country, the ability to give them the chance to give back themselves, and the dealer body to let them give towards this initiative. What you see, it's life-changing, what happens to folks when they start to see what they're able to do themselves that benefits somebody locally in their community. So there's nothing negative about this at all. It's just all good, and what's great is it continues to evolve, and it's growing, and more people are benefiting from it.
I agree with you. The biggest thing that helps us, that when we do a breast cancer awareness, when we get together for the Boys and Girls Club or whatever charity we do, we like to bring a person in that can tell their story, and I always tell people outside of the car business that doesn't understand it the way we do. When they go to a car dealership to buy a car, you think that old thing, you think the car dealer, he's just out there to get you, and he doesn't have a heart, and they're out to make a dime, which they're out to make money. That's what they're there for. But when you get to an auction and you're trying to raise money, to help your community, there are no bigger hearts in the world than those car dealers that are standing in the lane trying to help the cause. They will give from the bottom of their pockets, and it's amazing to see what people will do when you need help.
Absolutely, and you hit it on the head. You see these dealers, they dig down deep, and they're very generous, and they're glad to give.
They certainly are. Well, Paul, man, if you got anything else, we're gonna turn it over to you just for a minute longer. I sure appreciate you taking our call today. Rodney, you got anything at all you want to ask Paul?
Paul, I just want to thank you, sir, for one thing you said, that it's not just the fact that you guys give and turn your back, 3 or 4 weeks, a month later, but that you actually follow through, and you're going to see everything to the end with Tara. And I appreciate that from just hearing your interview here. That really means a lot. That you people out there, you're not just giving money out, but you actually follow through with the whole situation, and that really means a lot. And we thank you for that, sir.
Well, I, again, feel very fortunate to have the life I have and be able to help drive some initiative like this that benefits folks. Because you never know. Roger, you mentioned it could be us tomorrow. So we're here, and you take care of your fellow neighbor. It's just what we're here to do.
Yes, sir. And Paul, once again, I want to thank you and your staff, and the world's a better place because of people like you and your team. And our motto here in Huntsville is people helping people, and that's what we do. And man, if there's anything we can do for you guys, y'all let us know. And if not, we will see you again in just a couple of months. Man, I really appreciate you again letting me come up there and participate in your golf tournament. Had a ball, had a blast. You guys really know how to put one on. It was really fun. Thank you.
Well, we're glad to have you, and thank you for everything you did, and look forward to seeing you in the near future also. All
right, man. Well, you have a big old rest of the evening. I hope the rest of your teams that you're rooting for today pull it off. And man, we're going to jump off here. So, man, from us to you, we will see you the next time we see you. We sure appreciate you, man.
Mr. Paul Seeger.
Sounds great. You guys have a great evening, okay, everyone?
All right, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you. I'd like to thank our listeners today, and we'd also like to thank our special guest, Mr. Paul Seeger of Element Fleet Management Services.
Join us here at the BuzzNCuzz Show at www.facebook.com/BuzzNCuzz.
Also, if you have any emails or want to ask any questions, you can send your email request to us at
BuzzNCuzz@AOL.com.